So welcome everybody to the first session of instructors for the Fab Academy. My name is Norella Cornell. I work with Fab Foundation and Fab Academy on supporting everything related to communication and production. And we will be starting, and we will have a short presentation for you guys onto welcoming you, explaining a little bit more onto, wait, let me share my screen because I was not sharing my screen. Share screen. Yeah. Two. Here. Yeah, so welcome. And we have a little agenda prepared for you guys. We're going to talk about the internal trainings of communication, and also for the instructors to be aware of different milestones that we have prepared for you. So this is our little agenda. We're going to go over some of the introductions for Fab Academy 2024, roles of instructors and expectations. Remember that this is a safe space. You can, we have at least 15 minutes spare by the end of the session for you to ask questions. So if you have a question, please write it down and we will be able to answer it by the end of the session. We do have some internal and external communication approaches that we would like to indicate to you, as well as we will be showcasing the Structures Bootcamp for those who are interested in joining in January, and for sure we have the Q&A sessions. So with that, I'll leave you with Luciana with some introductions onto the Fab Academy cycle.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. We received many registrations for this day. We are currently, I have 60 nodes that have registered so far, most of them active. I think that the fact that we start every year a bit early and we know how to handle this part earlier, I think it's very useful for all of us. I'm going to do a very short introduction because most of you know what the cycle is about and the roles and everything, but there's some people that are new instructors, then might be good to refresh a bit how it works. I'm Luciana, you know who I am. I've been here for almost 10 years, I think, sort of shepherding this what happens behind Fab Academy. And I'm very happy to continue doing so. Well, this is our year's cycle. As you know, the part of the classes are January to June, July. We have first the Instructors Bootcamp that we will hear about later. Then we typically have a week of Students Bootcamp for introducing students. It's not mandatory. It's something that it's sort of kind of self-organized and supports students in landing into Fab Academy. And then there's the classes, right? Global classes and global reviews every Wednesday. You know the drill. Presentations happen in July. And this is between June and July is the high season for finishing evaluations. Although evaluations sort of go throughout the whole cycle, it's a hype moment because after final presentations, we have to close the cycle. And this means a lot of going back and forward with students between instructors and global evaluators. Let's say the global evaluation system, it's a bit complex because it has two layers, but mostly evaluation lays on the hands of the instructors who are the ones following the students throughout the year. And there's another layer that is the global instructors. The global instructors are picked randomly and assigned to students to sort of do a final overview and a final audit on this work and make sure that the global standards of Fab Academy are kept good and fresh. So after that, we typically have the graduation. This year will happen in Mexico. It's going to be great. I hope everybody will join us there. This is the opportunity to graduate students and give them a diploma. But if they cannot attend to the meeting, we send them their diplomas. For those that cannot finish on time, there's the continuous evaluation process, and this happens between September and December. We don't have classes anymore. The cycle is slower. The response times are slower, but there's a chance for students to finish their documentation and even presenting if they haven't presented in June. So if you have students that have not presented in the 2023 cycle, they can do a last shift of presentations on the first day of classes. That in a way opens a new cycle and closes the other one. Now we are in the moment of applications and registrations. This typically starts in September. We open all the forms and we start making publicity of the program throughout our social medias, strategies that Norela will tell you later. But as every year, we heavily rely on the nodes on helping us doing this work, because the more the nodes get involved, the better is the response from the students. Just a small case, we've been doing a lot of publicity and a lot of communication regarding Fab Academy since January, and this has helped us sort of start earlier this process. And nowadays, for the 2024 cycle, we already have 5 confirmed students, which is great. So this proves that if you do the work and get the leads and contact them and keep on doing this, it works. So the strategy, this strategy will be coming later. Nore, can you go to the next slide? This is the team. You pretty much know all of us. I think some of us are here, so I'll ask, well, Norela, say hi. Nore is in charge of, communications, etc. Adri is supporting Nore in all things related to social media and comms in general. Adri, for those that don't know you.
Hello.
I don't know. I don't think anybody, everybody knows who Adri is. I would like to also introduce Chiara. Chiara, are you there? Can you say hello?
Yes. Hi.
This is the famous Chiara that everybody wonders. She's real. It's not an invention of Luciana. She exists. This is Chiara.
Hi, everybody. Now, also for me, it's nice to see the faces, because I chat with you via email, but now I'm seeing your faces. So nice to meet you.
Thank you, Kia. I know that Chelsea is also around. Chelsea, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, good day. I'm with the Fab Foundation and on the finance side, so I make sure everybody gets paid.
It's good to have her on her good side. Julian, is Julian part of the is Nuria around? No, right? Okay, well, Julian is also he's a good friend to have. Julian takes care of all our IT and Fab Cloud related matters. And then, well, Neil and Sherry, no introduction for them. And this is it. This is the core team. We work in all these processes that we'll talk about later. But it's important for you to understand that also we have a massive team of amazing human beings that without whom we wouldn't be able to do any of this. And these are the mentors and the instructors. All of you guys are part of the team. You help us with all the processes. You help us evaluating, assessing new nodes. The collective work, it's immense. And I always want to make this clear, because otherwise just the 5 of us wouldn't be able to pull this through. So thank you, all of you that who you are. What to expect from our side? We are yet a small team. These are the processes and things we take care of. In general, we have 2 big processes happening right now that are nodes applications and students applications that goes on a different sort of rhythm, but we onboard all nodes and we do the assessment of the new nodes, the nodes that are starting for the first time in Fab Academy. They get to be sort of onboarded by senior instructors. Then, well, student applications, no mystery there. We receive the applications, send them back to the nodes. The nodes say yes or maybe or not, or we'll see. And then we follow up that process throughout acceptance letters and payment instructions, and the student starts sort of getting into the more bureaucratical part of the process until classes start. We take care of them throughout all this process until classes start, and then we do the follow-up and academic records, grades, diplomas, etc. So we kind of take care of the life cycle of the student. Neil takes care of the content curation. He is the one, He's the one who creates the curriculum and keeps it fresh and up to date. He also comes with the support of lead experts that are also scattered here. He also does the global lectures and the global reviews, and he takes care of the final presentations and spends time with each of the students to review their work. Another thing that you can expect from us is the support in communications and marketing. We, as you know, we do global communication of the program, and we try to be as present as we can in all the media. We do newsletters. We take care of selecting and sometimes even shooting videos for these purposes. But we are again a small team, Nori and Adri, that also take care of one other million things. So again, we heavily rely on your support for doing this. The digital infrastructure is in the hands of Julian. Julian takes care of the Fab Cloud and also Fab Labs.io in the point in which we sign up for Fab Cloud through the Fab Labs.io. So all that environment is on the hands of Julian. And he also does an introductory course at the beginning about Git. And finally, we take care of finances and accountancy, all the money that comes to us and goes back to reimbursement in local cost or paying the services of the team that is supporting, sending invoices to students or to suppliers, etc. This is sort of go through us. And I am responsible for sort of keeping track of it, but Chelsea, Danny, and the team in Fab Foundation also takes care of the accountancy and the legal parts of this. So this is more or less what we do for you guys. And I just, yeah, good, next. This is a bit something that you kind of know already. To become a node, you need not only the infrastructure, but you need the knowledge. You need to have an instructor that has taken the Fab Academy to be able to instruct, right? And this is a thing that takes some time because Fab Academy is very dense, and you all of you have done it, so you know what is it about. So we have these levels of expertise, and according to each level, you get support from mentors and senior people and senior instructors to sort of guide you through the process. But your main responsibilities are these. You have to be there in the prep meetings. If you cannot attend prep meetings, send somebody, because in prep meetings, very important things are discussed. We will start prep meetings in November. We'll let you know at the end of the presentation. Prep meetings are the essence of the course. This is when we talk to Neil directly, we propose, we say what we're worried about, etc. This is key. It's mandatory for everybody involved in the cycle. Also, instructors are in charge of coordinating locally what's needed to make it happen. Not only having a space, but also having the supplies, having the correct infrastructure, sort of guiding the students into the etiquette of how to connect and in Zoom or in GitHub or whatever, GitLab. So it's very important that you understand that you're the kind of the soul of what happens in your lab related to Fab Academy. You're the representative both for the students and facing the organization. Of course, you are in charge of the instruction. You know that Neil does the global class, but sometimes for fresh students, Neil classes are dense and a bit cryptic, so they always need a sort of like a translation of this heavy content, and this is where you are very, very important in sort of translating this. A lot of notes, and this is something that I strongly recommend. Again, have some classes specifically to do this unpacking. They're called like local tutorials. This is up to you. It's not mandatory, but if you have a group of students that need a large group of students, you need to do these classes to sort of be able to unwrap all this content once, and not each time a student approaches you. So I really strongly support this, aside from the obvious technical aid that you can give them if they get stuck, etc. And in a way, instruction also means a bit of a psychological role, in the sense that you are kind of hand-holding them. First, on the beginning, the course can be very intense and very overwhelming. So your role as a sort of a friend for them is key. You're also in charge of the local evaluation. No, not yet. Local evaluation, it's one of the things that you have to, that we recommend that you keep on a good pace from the beginning. Each year we start earlier with the new eval. New eval is the application in which local and global evaluations happen. So the sooner we launch that, the sooner we expect you instructors and mentors, etc., to be evaluating new students, because this also creates sort of like you get used to the pace, and students learn to document as they go. Documentation is key, so it's good that you mark the pace with regular evaluation. And then the global evaluation, which is this extra layer of double checking the work of the students. Here is a link. We will share this presentation later, so you can have all these links. This link goes to the instructor's handbook. This is something that has been around from a long time. It's not complete, but it has a lot of information of the first steps. If you need to refresh some things of how to set up the course, if you have questions about responsibilities, etc., it will come very handy. This is the agreement, the instructor's agreement. There might be some additions every year we add or remove some things. These are in a way the main philosophy that we follow, and this is something that you sort of agree upon by instructors by committing this into you do a commit to your node repo and say I abide by this, and this is something that I will make responsible on doing throughout the cycle. These two links, again, getting started for those that are new nodes, how to have everything in place for the first class, and the instructor's handbook that exactly that Adri just put in the chat. And I think that's it. That's me, right? Okay, that's me. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. Yeah, that's Lou. And now we're going to pass it along to the internal communication. I think it's important that we understand how we should internally reach out depending on the different situations that we encounter. So for that, basically, these are the channels that we will be using, or that we have been using for the last couple of years. By email is basically all that formal communication that is between mostly Chelsea, Chiara, and Luciana. Then we have the Mattermost. The Mattermost is that informal communication channel. Please download it as an app on your phone and enable notifications, because they don't come they don't do that automatically. You need to enable them, and also keep it safe in your browser. That's a good way to keep track of any conversations that are happening in the Mattermost channel. By now you have, well, Adri has shared the link in the chat, but if not, you will receive an invitation, or someone can share the link with you. Mostly is for just the cycle, so it's 2024. So if you were part of the 2023 cycle, you'll need to join this new channel in order to be updated with all the information. Then we have the GitLab as a formal or informal, due to the issue trackers and all the information related to the cycle, that it's mostly curated by either global instructors or Neil, that it will be shown in there. And for sure, we use Zoom as the platform for reaching out onto daily basis, not just for prep, but also for the classes. So the same link for the prep is the same link for the classes. So we continue into that system. So I think that's, and now we're moving along a little bit more onto the external communication. How should we communicate about what we're doing into what channels? So just for you guys to understand, it's a complex infrastructure under communications nowadays. It's not just one single channel that you can use, it's multiple channels that you can use in order to communicate. You don't need to use them all. You can stick to one depending on the type of communication that goes easily to you. So I'll just do like a little briefing. As you know, social media marketing is everything related to social media. SEO marketing is everything related to a website. If you have a website, it's not mandatory, but if you have a website, that's a strategy to go with. Then there's PR marketing. That's the hardest to do. But if you have contacts in media, that can speak about your lab and Fab Academy, that's a great way. One of the big things that we have encountered on analyzing our marketing and communication strategy as a global program is that we are self-referenced. We talk about ourselves, but nobody talks about us. So by reaching out to different people that you know that have a blog, that have a media outlet page, that can be a good way to reach out into a wider audience. Then we have email marketing, which for internally we use MailChimp. You can use any other email marketing platform. And for sure on inbound marketing, that it's mostly events or in-person or direct communications that you do with people or potential students. So just to be aware, all the different approaches that you can do in order to reach new students within the news cycle. So the tools that we do have a Google Drive where we have all this information. We have a bunch of Canva files now that Canva allows you to share files and that you then can modify. That's a great tool for you to use. We will be sharing all those links in a little while. And we for sure have the logos. Currently, there's tools around basically paid ads driving traffic to a direct action, meaning to submit your email or to create an action. I think that's important. When you tell someone like, hey, you're interested into Fab Academy, let them know that there is an actionable thing, regardless of the platform you are in. There under the inbounding marketing, you can do open days, join events locally, and actually promote what your lab and Fab Academy can potentially do for them. Direct communication with potential students, that can be also through basically chat or email. And for sure, we have some presentation templates that you can use if you want to actively advertise about into events about Fab Academy. So it's really important to create a database. I think that's the most crucial part that labs struggle with, on creating that database where you can actually potentially reach out to people. I know that database can be into two forms, can be through email or can be through your social media outreach. But social media is a little bit harder in terms of like it's more creating awareness rather than actually doing an actionable of submitting and enrolling into Fab Academy. So just for you to be aware of that. And as I explained to you, the different types of contacts onto media outlets to try to reach out a little bit bigger. So here, I think one of the key things is that you have a lab and that you have the capacity to do open days. So here we have outlined basically like a little script of what that open day can be. You can scale it up or you can scale it down depending on the things that you have and the capabilities that you have in your lab, but this is a good way to approach different people. So I'll walk you through. It's basically inviting people through a database, depending on how you got them. And during that day, basically present the space, present the projects. Is a great opportunity for you to present programs, in this case, Fab Academy, if you want to tackle that specific area. And finalize with creating a small activity that can embrace and can bring the community together. So that's on here, and I'll pass it along to Adri to explain a little bit more on all the different templates that we have created for you that now you can use freely.
Okay, thank you, Nore. Well, thank you for joining today this session because it's important. As Nore says, we have in Google Drive, we have different templates, we have different files, okay? But this year with Canva, because we use Canva to create this new media, okay? We create different posts or different features, okay? Because you can have, for example, in LinkedIn, you have Instagram, you have email marketing, okay? And you have different files. You have for the YouTube channel, if you want to have a part of YouTube channel. But for example, for us, it works very well LinkedIn, for example, Instagram or Facebook, okay? It depends on the age of your community. different people join to your community, follow you in LinkedIn or Instagram, okay? We want to share with you all of these files, and you can remix and you can recreate a new content. And the same with the captions of the all the posts, okay? As Nore says, we have a Mattermost channel, and in this Mattermost channel, we posted the new files, okay, and the new captions for the future, okay. I think it's this, Nore. Yeah. This is the same.
I'm going to jump into here. So one of the actions I would definitely recommend for you guys is to add to your profile on your LinkedIn, for those of you who use LinkedIn, the fact that you are a Fab Academy instructor or staff. That really helps us boost Fab Academy into our expertise and boost it in a way in which basically through connections helps leverage the program to a wider audience. So I think that will be our first action if you as instructors can do that or add it as an expertise of your lab or something around those lines. That will be really helpful as a global community to showcase that. If you do have a website, creating backlinks, basically we normally promote if you have a website, but the other way around, that it's not working, so we're not connecting each other. So if that's something that you have a website and you identify that you are not linking enough Fab Academy, try to do so. That's a good way in which you can do options. For sure, doing an open day should be a must, at least do one. I think that will be ideal for you to connect also with your community, target database, depending on the things that you have, and get others to write, as I was telling you before. So yeah, Ari, you can continue. Sorry about that.
Yeah. And another thing is, if you have alumni experience, okay, you can record this experience or create posts, okay. And if you have a very good space, take photos with people doing things, because it's the most common thing to sell and talk about the Fab Academy, okay. When we have the students doing things in the lab, please take a little photo. You're safe, and in the future you need this photo, okay. And this is the reason that because the photos we download from the repo, always we are compressed and a little quality, okay, and we lose these photos. Okay, thank you, Nore. Yeah.
Can I just say one thing before we
Yes.
jump to the instructors? Adri, can I?
That way, we build teams.
Looking to the statistics of how people engage in Fab Academy, we've been doing some review on. We usually typically ask the students where they come from, and I will share with all of you the results on stats, because are very illuminating. We still rely a lot on word of mouth. A lot of people come because they know somebody in a Fab Lab, because a teacher mentioned this program, because the more than half of the students come this way. And this is to say that it relies not only on you, but your students. So talking about this, getting in contact with your former students, having them sort of create networks between themselves and through us via LinkedIn, via whatever. This strengthens the impact, right? Like more than half of the students come because somebody said them. There's this thing that is called Fab Academy, and it's going to change your life. So very important. Then social media and people at Google fabrication, and we pop up, and but mostly still relies on the community. And this is why it's important for you to do open days and to talk to your communities in whatever form and shape you can, because this will pull this new thread of people interested. I will do post in this same presentation. I'll put the stats so you have it. Again, just to summarize, be as thorough as you can. Every time somebody contacts you, sends you an email, even if it's not Fab Academy related, just write that down, make a database, and start talking to these people about the things that you do. It's not only useful for Fab Academy, but for everything else. I know that probably half of you are just a lab with you and a couple of people more, and you're not experts on publicity, on communication, or marketing. It's a big world with a lot of things, but it always works if you take upon this job of being thorough with your connections. This will always works. And that's it. Shut up. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, we want to present the Instructors Bootcamp, okay? As you know, during the votation in May, I think, yeah, in May, all of you selected FALAB León. Continue the next slide, please. And the bootcamp, it will be in León, okay? It's in the northwest of Spain, as you know. You can travel by plane to Madrid, and then you can pick up the high-speed train to come to León in 2 hours. Okay, next slide, Nore. We have an open space. Okay, 600 square meters open view. We have different places to work: working space, laser cut place, the plotter, the 3D printer, a cafe, the style lab, okay, a BCNC. We have the capacity for 99 people, okay, and we can have more or less 8 group work areas, okay. Next slide, Nore. And the most question this day is what date, okay? In the dates are the January of 8th to Monday to Friday, to January to 8th to 12th of January, okay? The schedule is coming soon, okay? Be present, please. We are working. But we have the work time is from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the lab working group. And this working group, we think into, for example, machines, working with machines, good practice, as Luciana says, for the new instructors. We please come to León and learn the good practices. We have a little working group project of Nueval, okay? Communication with Norel and me, the economics or the future of the FALAB 2.0, okay? This is the future, as Neil says always. Next slide, please. Well, we have included the coffee break and the lunch. We can the coffee break and the lunch inside of the lab, okay? And we have the one group dinner included, and we have a little guided city tour around the León to know the story of our city. And the next slide, please. Yeah. The link to application, we want to create a little form, okay, and we send to you. It's coming soon. We think 50 tickets available, okay. For those people who needs an invitation letter or visa or something similar, in this form you can write us and we can answer. And the deadline is December 15, okay. And I don't know if there is more. Yeah, the accommodation.
You're mute, Aldi.
Yeah, you muted yourself.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. Yeah, I put the link in the chat about the web page. Okay, and we have a little part about the accommodation. Okay, in this accommodation, you can find the different hotels and hostels. León is very small city. Okay, you can walk only a half 30 minutes to walking. Okay. And it's very near all the things. We have a shopping mall center in front of the lab. And yeah, it's very close, and I think we finish with this part. Yeah. Thank you, Nore.
Yeah, thank you, Adri, and thank you, Lou, for explaining and walking us through what to expect and different aspects of the instructors bootcamp. I saw a question here from in the chat, but you can, if you have any questions, feel free to just unmute yourself and showcase it. There was a question. Well, the
Stefan.
marketing. Sorry,
From
yeah,
Stefan?
Stefan. Is it interested to make sponsored posts on Instagram, LinkedIn, or platforms? So under paid campaigns, I would say it mostly relies on how you target your location. That's really useful. We do paid ads under a macro scale. Basically, we choose a couple of countries around the world and we start targeting them with some ads. LinkedIn ads are really expensive. I wouldn't go with that. LinkedIn, I would under LinkedIn, I would suggest it's more of interaction, creating a storytelling about the things that you are doing and creating connections with the different posts that you do in order to get that boost of engagement. So I wouldn't recommend it for LinkedIn. For Instagram is more awareness. Why? Because the type of links that you can either address are either going to directly to enrolling, which is really weird if you are just learning about something, or just sharing the link of Fab Academy or your website. So it's more of awareness into LinkedIn. The one that actually usually works is Facebook, just because of the massive amount of people that they have on the platform, which ranges from all ages, and mostly the target audience that we go for, that it's 25 35. I think that's our age range. So if you are wanting to have paid ad, I will definitely recommend you mostly going onto Facebook. I know that Instagram looks really aesthetic and it's really like nice to have it in there, but as a useful tool of actually getting people, it's more of awareness rather than enrollment. So understanding that difference, if you want to have awareness, go for it. But if you want to have enrollment, I would definitely recommend it more onto Meta. And the other option, which is really useful just because it's how people search for us, is Google Ads. Those are a little bit more expensive, and they require you to have an actual website in order to identify if your campaign is working. So so that's another way in which you can do it. But I would definitely say it's more, as Luciana was explaining, our core commerce come from word of mouth. So actually doing this inbound approach will support and will help that reach of people that actually will enroll in the program. I see social media platforms and everything related to that platforms as more of awareness rather than actual enrollment. So I think that's why we wanted to key and explain you a little bit more onto those open days that will help you locally get more students and for sure leveling up the skills of Fab Academy in your location. So yeah, I think that a really long answer, but I think that it sums it up all. Any other questions related to your role as an instructor or anything related to that? I think this is the space for that. If you have any questions, any comments.
Steven posted a question in the first part of the chat.
Where? I didn't see that.
For students who didn't present in June, next
Okay.
chance during the student bootcamp in January 2025. This
In
is for
general,
Lou.
yeah,
Luciana,
we haven't said still which day exactly. It usually is the first day of class because this way we secure like an audience. But it could be like I think it's the best way to go. Like usually, because also Neil is not present during the students bootcamp. So you need a Neil. So I think it's more likely that it's gonna be the first day of class. Sabine?
I see that Sabine has a
Okay, yes. So my question is, I'm new to the community first. Thank you for the presentation. My question is, to be an instructor, we have to go to Lyon? And if yes, what I'm asking is, the Fab Academy starts mid of January, and the camp is from 8 to 12. So promoting for this Fab Academy, if we have to be an instructor, then the time is very short between both. Can you just please explain for me what
Yeah.
is it? How are we an instructor, and what is the added value of going to Lyon?
Okay, so the instructor bootcamp is a relatively new thing. We've been doing it for maybe 2-3 years. I don't know. It started being a very informal thing, but it's now clearly going for. I mean, it's starting to be very useful, but of course, it's not mandatory. We do not expect people from all over the world to travel to Leon and stay with there. This would be a bit too much. We cannot impose this on you. Also, but it's highly recommended, not only because you get to spend time directly with the rest of the instructors. There's a lot of technical new things that you will learn, all things that you will refresh. It's both social and technical, so it's an amazing opportunity, but it's not mandatory. And another thing is that in general, some parts of the bootcamp, let's say, are online, if not recorded. So it will be a hybrid sort of mix in which people that are not present can also join for some sessions. Once we have a bit more the schedule of what happens when, we will publish this, and then you can join for what you need. And regarding the rest of the question, we start the engagement of students can happen throughout the year, but it's comprised to the months before the start of classes. So if you can keep communications related to the program throughout the year, great. If you cannot afford to do that because you don't have time, etc., now these are the months in which a lot of publicity will help boost your potential students, your prospective students. Munzir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome, Selena.
Yes, hello everyone, and thank you for the presentation and for presenting the information about Fab Academy. My name is Munzir. I'm from Saudi Arabia, Bujade Innovation Lab. My question is related to we started to reach out to the students who are interested and within our community, and the most working technique is especially word of mouth. When we explain to them that the importance of taking this program and how it will reflect to their career and their skills. And the most asked question from the student was what they are gaining in form of accreditation from getting out of this program. You know, most of the students that we reach out, they are thinking about enhancing their careers, and they are looking for some certification, like professional certification, for them to have better chance getting the next job or advancement in their career. So we answered them that it's helping their career, and Fab Academy is well-known organization globally, but locally it's not very famous. But when we link them with an MIT, we say that this program coming out of MIT, now they get interested. So I don't know if in the future Fab Academy will have the certificate, instead of being a diploma, to take some sort of a certified or certification in a professional level, like certified digital fabrication expert or certified XYZ.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my question.
This it's it's every year this topic is on the table. The problem is there doesn't exist a body that certifies global programs. There's no one place to go and say, hey, I have this, can you certify it? Education depends on nations and even states. So there is not one place to go to certify Fab Academy. What happens? A lot of nodes that are inside schools or universities accredit these studies, either making them part of another bigger program or just certifying the credits or making it part of a master. Or so the official accreditation path, it's a bit of a solitary path. It depends on the node and the capacity of getting this certification. Also, there are many. We are studying this case with Luke Anes. There are some municipalities or some states that put a lot of money into professional sort of education. Tapping into those resources can be interesting. So as an advice for all the nodes across, try to understand what strategy is better for you. If it's pairing up with the university to get more like an academic certification, or maybe pairing up with a more like professional training institutions that can support, that can give scholarship, that can accredit. This is a bit of an alliance that you will have to search on your own, because again, there are no global certifications like worldwide that we can go and say, hey, we have this, can you make it official? And another thing to answer to those, and this is thank you for this, because it made me remind that it is very important that when we send the potential students to the nodes, you take the time to interview them, to talk to them, because only emails is not enough. And this way you can understand what they're thinking, what their fears, what if it's a matter of money, it's a matter of not understanding what's the clear outcome of Fab Academy. It's true that Fab Academy, it's a strange thing in the sense that it's not a master, it's not a typical topical kind of course. It doesn't fit in what the academic world perceives as a course, which is either a post-degree or a master or a bachelor. It doesn't have this specific format. Therefore, people are a bit wary about this. So talking to these people and talking about the success cases also helps, like giving specific examples that how this changes your life, but it changes for good. Some people open nodes, some people get better jobs. We are preparing, and Nore can tell us more about, we're preparing like a newsletter or an article talking about these success cases and how Fab Academy impacts real people with real cases, and that this could be also very helpful for telling your prospective students what can happen after Fab Academy. And takes me back to the alumni, to the first part of the conversation, which was for those nodes that have been running Fab Academy for a while, contact your students, understand what they're doing, because they can also talk about you or can be great examples of what happens after Fab Academy. I don't know if that answered a big one, long answer again.
No, thank you. That's answered the question. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Sarah?
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for this presentation and for this meeting. Actually, I want to speak on behalf of Emirates College. So Emirates College is for advanced education. So our main target is teachers, and the ECAE Fab Lab, the most candidates that we have are from education sector. Especially those in area of STEM education or STEAM education. So, as you know, they are full-time teachers. And when we receive their applications, once they know that this is also like, it needs a very high, attendance for these classes, they start to drop from the course. So my question is, if we can extend to our students, like they don't have to finish. So our students, I mean the teachers, So if we can extend not 6 months a program, can we make it like during, for example, 1 or 1.5 year? So it means 3 cycles of Fab Academy. So how this could apply to our students? And yeah,
Okay.
of course, we may have full-time students who just new graduates or someone who's interested in taking Fab Academy. But our main focus, and we can sponsor, our college can sponsor only those, this group of teachers because of the, collaboration between our Fab Lab and Ministry of Education.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
I have 2 answers for this. The Fab Academy cycle, as we understand it, it's from January to June, and this is the class period. But as I mentioned before, we have the first round of evaluations that sort of closes this cycle. I don't want to say normal cycle, but the standard cycle, let's say, is from January to June/July, in which we finish this first batch of evaluations. But if the students don't manage to finish in that deadline, they can finish in the December. So you already have extended 1 year. This works for documenting and evaluation. It doesn't work for classes. So if you manage to find a way for your students/teachers to take the gross of the content of the classes, etc., but you can sort of set a way in which the documentation and the evaluation happens throughout a year, this will be an opportunity to be able to have them go through Fab Academy without suffering this stress of having to cope with a full-time job and a full-time program, because we know it is very intense. So the classes, the period of classes, we cannot change, because it's when Neil can give the classes and we can do the whole first part of the cycle, the standard cycle. But everything else can stretch for a year and even 2 years. When a student doesn't manage to finish for X reasons, the next cycle, let's say the second year, they can still finish documentation and evaluation without extra charge, without extra costs. So in a way, you can take Fab Academy in 2 years. But if you have a group of people in this situation, this will be very interesting for you to start scheduling a plan for this, so it doesn't happen sort of on their own, but you plan it. You plan the classes in the first part, and then you plan how to sort of do the documentation, the follow-up, and the fabrication, and the other stages of the diploma that you need to actually get the diploma. So to take Fab Academy, you can do this. You can plan it throughout a year and even 2 years. And then we can talk about specifically what it implies in terms of enrolling and the note and this and that, but those are things that are easy to solve. The main, let's say, problem is that the classes, we cannot change. The classes happen from January to June or May. And the second part of the answer is that there's a group of people thinking about this, knowing that there are a lot of teachers in Fab Academy, taking Fab Academy, and they are starting a group and a program that is called Future Learning Academy, that is thought for teachers, not only for the way it's structured in time, but also how to sort of connect this content, how to bring the maker Fab culture to the classes, and how to apply it more like focus on the practice of teachers and educators. So we launched a pilot last year, and we are now thinking this year, I'm sorry, and probably this program will start next year or the other, we'll see, but it's in gestation, let's say. It's going to be, and it's going to be like this for teachers, thinking about the big load of time that a teacher has. Yeah. 1 minute to finish.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I see a lot of comments and questions in the chat. I think
Somebody,
it's time,
yes, see.
Yeah. It's time to move them to the Mattermost. I think that will be the appropriate channel in which we can keep on going the conversation. So if you did have a question that was added in the chat and was not responded, please move it along to our Mattermost channel so that we can continue the conversation there. We are running out of time, and we want to be mindful of the of the time. So yeah, I think the last thing that we want to announce is that we will start prep on the 1st of November. So please mark your calendars onto this 9 a.m. Boston time, EST. And then from there, we will decide how often we will continue doing the preps before we start the cycle. So it's really important that you join this session. So because a lot of things will be discussed onto how to move forward. And I think that's about it. We are sharp on time, at least 9 a.m. my side of the world. So thank you so much for joining. I know you have a bunch of questions. I know you have a bunch of comments. So please move them along to the Mattermost. How do I join? Can someone please share? Adri, can you reshare the link for the Mattermost link so that everyone is aware? So thank you so much for joining today's session.
One thing,
No.
if you can Mattermost, only the people that are in the repo can enter the Mattermost. So if you download it and you cannot log in, send me an email, because it means that you have not been added to the Fab Cloud for this cycle yet. So please do that, and we will move that forward.
Okay, yeah. And with that, thank you so much for your time. Hope to see you on November 1st, and let us know if you need anything from our side in order to support your local approach onto getting students for Fab Academy cycle. Thank you so much, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.